I waited in this life too. Chapter 5. The pull I couldn't name. Monday came with a gray sky and the usual haze of morning emails. It had been 5 days since I told him, softly, hesitantly, not expecting anything, I think I like you, but I'm not sure. I hadn't thought much about it since. Not out of regret, and definitely not with hope. I just let it go. I told the truth because I wanted to, not because I wanted something back. I didn't even bring it up again. In fact, I pretended it didn't happen. And Elián? He was the same, until he wasn't. He passed by my desk more often that morning, offering small comments that didn't mean much unless you looked closely. That client file, I noticed you edited the draft yourself. Nice touch. Or, you didn't bring coffee today. Want me to grab you one later? His tone was casual, but his eyes lingered longer. His voice gentler. Like he was noticing more. By lunch, I was already unsettled. We hadn't talked about that night. The one where we left the office together. The one where he asked if I wanted to grab a bite, and I said yes, not knowing what I'd end up saying over pasta and too much iced tea. I think I like you, but I'm not sure. His face had been unreadable. Calm, blank, that signature Pisces nonchalance that made me second-guess whether he felt anything at all. He only said, I don't know what to say. And then changed the topic. But now he was lingering. At around 3 p.m., he messaged me. Elián. You free after work? I stared at the message for a second too long. Me. Depends. Why? Elián. Let's go out. No explanation. No smiley face. Just those 3 words. And even if I had told myself I was done feeling anything, my pulse betrayed me. We met outside the office building just after 6:30. He was wearing a dark jacket over a plain shirt and jeans. Simple. Easy. His cologne was faint tonight, like he didn't want to be too much. We walked in silence for a bit until we reached a small cafe nearby. Nothing fancy. But quiet enough. He ordered black coffee. I got something iced and sweet. It was quiet for the first 10 minutes. I didn't push. He sipped. I stared at the spoon in my drink like it might tell me what he was thinking. Then finally, he spoke. That night, he said. When you said what you said, were you serious? I looked up slowly. Why would I say it if I wasn't? He nodded, eyes fixed on his cup. I just didn't expect it. I wasn't expecting anything either, I said, my voice steady. I wasn't trying to get something from you. I just wanted to tell the truth. He glanced at me then, eyes soft, unreadable, and something else I couldn't quite name. I'm not good with feelings, he said after a pause. Sometimes I don't even know what I feel until it's too late. There it was again. That Pisces vagueness. That foggy space between warmth and distance. I could have asked what he meant. I could have pushed. But I didn't. Instead, I just smiled a little and said, that sounds like your problem, not mine. He laughed, a quiet, surprised sound. You're something else, he said, shaking his head. Is that a compliment? Maybe. We finished our drinks without rushing. When he walked me home, we didn't touch. Didn't hug. Didn't say much more. But when we got to my street, he looked at me and said, you don't make it easy to stay distant, Mara. Then he turned and left. And I stood there, heart twisted in a way I didn't expect, not because I was falling again, but because I was finally being seen, and I didn't know if it was too late or too early. Later that night, I got his message. From Elián. You home safe? He said. Yup. You? I responded. He responded back saying. Yeah. Thanks for coming out. And I said. Anytime. A long pause until he sent another message. Even if I don't know how to say things right? I stared at the screen, thumb hovering. And then I reponsed. Even then. He sent a thumbs up. Nothing else. But somehow, that meant more than anything. I turned off my phone and I sat cross-legged on my bed, staring at the ceiling like it might finally give me something back. An answer. A sign. Anything. I wasn't in love. Not yet. But something in me had cracked open again. No matter how I tried to reason with it, something inside me kept whispering, there's more to this. That's when I remembered Lucia. Isla's cousin had mentioned her once over dinner, in that offhand way people talk about things they don't fully understand. She's not exactly a therapist, Isla had said. More like, someone who sees what's beneath the surface. I didn't think. I just messaged her. 2 days later, I found myself in a quiet room tucked behind a cafe that smelled like cardamom and old stories. The air was warm with incense. Plants lined the windows. Sunlight filtered through woven blinds like it had been waiting for me. Lucia was barefoot. Her presence felt ancient and soft at the same time. Her voice, low, steady, like water smoothing out stone. Tell me about the dream, she said. Not curious. Familiar. Like she'd heard this before. So I told her. Everything. When I finished, she didn't speak right away. She just poured tea, slow, deliberate, like the silence was part of the ritual. Then, gently. Sometimes, when two souls have shared lifetimes, the body remembers before the mind does. That ache you feel, it's not new. It's remembered. I felt my breath catch. Like something inside me had been named. Why him? I asked. Why now? Lucia smiled, soft and knowing. Because the soul doesn't forget. And sometimes, it calls out, hoping the other still listens. That night, after I got home, I didn't light a candle. Didn't journal. Didn't try to make sense of anything. I just lay there, on top of the covers, shoes still on, and let the quiet wrap around me. When I finally closed my eyes, I dreamed nothing. No faces. No echoes. No him. Just a quiet sky. A soft breeze. As if, for one night, the universe decided to let me rest. No signs. No symbols. Just stillness. And maybe that was the message. Not everything has to arrive with thunder. Not every answer needs to be loud. Sometimes, healing sounds like silence. Sometimes, peace is just the absence of ache. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't wake up reaching for something that wasn't there. I just woke up. And that felt like a beginning. Chapter 6. A promise without a name. It started with a song. A simple KTV night after a long, soul-draining week at work. Someone from HR suggested it, and before anyone could protest, the entire dev team plus a few project managers were already headed to a bar not far from the office, private rooms, cheap cocktails, and microphones that didn't care if you could carry a tune. Elián sat across the table from me, beer in hand, quiet as always. But I could feel his eyes now, the weight of his glances, lingering a little longer than before. Especially when Jace leaned a little too close. Jace was new, a content dev transfer from another department. Friendly. Playful. Loud in a way that reminded me of who I used to be. He made everyone laugh, including me, and for some reason that night, he sat beside me like it was the most natural thing in the world. Your turn to sing, Jace grinned, nudging me gently. Come on. I bet you're good. I shook my head, laughing, but they all insisted. Someone had already queued up a song without asking, a slow, aching ballad I hadn't heard in years. Is it too late to tell you that I'm sorry? The moment I sang the first line, the room went still. I forgot how it felt, that strange rush of vulnerability and release, like telling a secret through someone else's words. My voice didn't crack, but my chest did. Elián didn't look away. When I finished, everyone clapped. Jace leaned in and whispered, "Wow. I didn't expect that. That was something else." I smiled, trying not to shrink under the sudden attention. "Thanks." But my eyes flicked back to Elián, just in time to catch the way he was staring. Not with admiration. Not even amusement. It was something else. Tight-jawed. Quietly unreadable. Jealousy. He barely spoke after that. Just kept sipping his drink, one after another, until his cheeks flushed slightly. I, on the other hand, had way too much. The kind of drunk that makes your heart louder than your brain. "Hey," a hand touched my shoulder gently. "Elián. You, okay?" I nodded, but everything spun. "Why yeah. I think." He looked around. "I'll take her home." "I can," Jay started, but Elián cut him off without looking at him. "I got it." The ride home was quiet. The kind of quiet that buzzed with everything unsaid. I leaned against the window, feeling the cold glass on my forehead. "You were really good," he said softly, "eyes still on the road." "The song." I hummed. "You looked mad." He didn't deny it. After a beat, he said, "You and Jay seem close." "Not really," I muttered. "He's just friendly. You know how some people are." "I know how I am," he said, voice low. I turned toward him slowly. "And how's that?" He didn't answer until we reached my place. He helped me out of the car, walked me up the steps, then paused at my door, not rushing to leave. "I like you," he said. Just like that. My breath caught, the alcohol in my blood sobering with every word that followed. "But I'm not ready. Not for the kind of thing you deserve." I blinked at him, stunned. "I don't want to lie or pretend I can give you forever when I'm still figuring things out. But I want something. If you're okay with that. No labels. No promises. Just us, figuring it out. A situationship." That was the word he didn't say, but it rang loud anyway. Part of me wanted to scream. The other part just stood there, swaying slightly, heart cracking open. "Okay," I said quietly. "I hear you." "I mean it," he added. "I don't want to hurt you. But I also don't want to lie and say I don't feel anything." And for some reason, that truth was enough. Or at least, enough for now. Later that night, after I changed into pajamas and drank a full glass of water, I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, again. My phone buzzed. "Elián. You home safe?" "Me. Yeah. Thanks for taking me." "Elián. You looked like you needed rescuing." "Me. I did." "Elián. Good night, Mara." "Me. Night, Elián." I locked my phone and exhaled. This wasn't the story I dreamed of. But it was ours. Not love. Not yet. Just something unnamed, warm, and dangerous. And I didn't know how long I could hold it without breaking. The next morning, I woke up with a headache, and a fog I couldn't quite shake off. Not from the drinks. From him. From the words he said last night, still echoing somewhere between the space where my chest beat, and my logic begged to be heard. "I like you, but I'm not ready." I had nodded. I had said okay. I had agreed to something I didn't fully understand. And now the morning after felt real. Too real. I got ready slowly, my hands moving through routine, coffee, makeup, clothes, ID, while my mind lagged behind, still stuck at my front door with him. Still hearing that confession. Still wondering why, it both warmed and unsettled me. When I got to the office, everything looked normal. Until it didn't. Jace was standing near my desk, holding a small bouquet of flowers, white daisies and pale pink carnations tied with brown paper. He looked up the moment he saw me. "Morning," he said with a sheepish smile. These are for you." My eyebrows lifted. "What? You sang really well last night, he added, scratching the back of his neck. Just thought I'd say thanks for making the night memorable. A few of our teammates nearby gave teasing looks, smirking behind their monitors. Oh, I reached for the bouquet awkwardly. Thanks, Jace. That's sweet. From the corner of my eye, I saw movement. Elián. He had just walked in, earbuds in, coffee in hand, until he stopped, eyes immediately locking onto the flowers. His jaw clenched so subtly that no one else would have noticed. But I did. He didn't say anything at first. Just walked to his desk, sat down, opened his laptop, and didn't type a single thing. 2 minutes later, a message popped up on my screen. Elián. Got a minute? Let's talk outside. We stood outside the building, under the low shade of a tree where people usually took their cigarette breaks. He wasn't looking at me directly, hands in his pockets, the quiet humming between us loud in its tension. You, okay? I asked. He nodded, still not facing me. Are you okay? With what? Last night. I hesitated. I remember it. And? I took a breath, heart suddenly racing for no reason I could justify. And? I said okay. But what did you mean by that? He asked, finally turning to face me. His eyes were sharper today. Not cold, but clear. Intentional. Did you mean it, or were you just being nice? My throat dried. I meant it. I looked away. I think it's dangerous. He frowned. Dangerous how? Because I've already fallen for someone who wasn't ready before, I said honestly. And I lost myself in the process. I promised I'd never do that again. He looked down for a second. I don't want you to lose yourself for me. I don't want to either, I whispered. But my heart's already betraying me. I'm trying to stay grounded. Trying to stay smart. Silence. Then, gently. Does that mean you want to back out? I paused, too long. No, I said. It means I'm scared. But I'm still here. He nodded once. Slowly. Then, softer than anything else. So am I. When we walked back into the building, we didn't say much. I placed the flowers on the edge of my desk, half wondering if I should take them home, half wondering if they'd just be the beginning of another mistake. Elián passed me a few minutes later. And even though no one else noticed, he reached out, barely brushing his fingers against my hand as he walked by. Just a second. Just enough to say, I see you. And against all logic, all caution, and all my rules. I saw him too. Chapter 7. What we pretended was ours. It started with jealousy. Or maybe it started long before that, in every stolen glance, every text that lingered longer than it should have, every moment where our hands didn't touch but wanted to. But the night Jace confessed, everything broke open. He had a bouquet of calla lilies. Said he'd been waiting for the right time. Said he admired my resilience. Said I had a laugh that made hard days feel less cruel. I didn't know how to answer him. And I never got the chance to. Because Elián had been watching, from the corner of the conference room, from across the loud table where team leaders laughed over lukewarm pancit and late approvals. His eyes followed Jace, not me. Like he wanted to tear the flowers in half. Later that night, the team went out to KTV. I wasn't in the mood, but someone handed me a mic and said, Mara, sing something sad. That's your thing, right? I smiled, tired, and sang Is It Too Late? When the music faded, there was quiet. Not because of my voice, but because the words hit differently when they were true. I sat down without a word. Jay smiled softly at me. Elián didn't look at me at all. Until later. He was the one who insisted on taking me home. I was too drunk to argue. That night, he didn't speak much in the car. Just looked straight ahead, jaw tight. But when we got to my place, he didn't leave. I'll make sure you're okay, he said. It started with silence. Him helping me take off my heels. Me handing him water like it was a normal Tuesday. Then his voice, low and raw. I didn't like seeing you with him. I looked up, eyes blurry from alcohol and confusion. Elián. I'm not ready to be anyone's boyfriend, he said. But I don't want anyone else holding your hand. The words stunned me. He moved closer, searching my face like he was looking for something to hold on to. I don't want to lose this, he said. Even if it's messy. Even if I can't label it. I could have said no. I should have. But I was tired of being strong. I was tired of pretending I didn't want him to. So, I nodded. Just once. Okay. And maybe that was the real beginning. We became something in secret. No labels. No official declarations. But everything we did felt like love. He started staying over, sometimes on weeknights when the stress got too much, always on weekends when we pretended the world outside didn't exist. He'd cook eggs in the morning like he belonged there. Steal bites from my plate. Scroll through my phone pretending to be offended by how many selfies I had. Sometimes, he'd pull me in by the waist while I was washing dishes and say, "You're pretty when you're annoyed." And sometimes, when we were both quiet, lying under the sheets, tangled up, he'd just look at me like he was memorizing something he was afraid to forget. One night, the silence stretched soft between us. He had just fallen asleep, his arm draped over me, his breath warm against my shoulder. I watched him, my fingers tracing the lines of his back. I wanted to burn the moment into memory. This man. This body. This breath beside mine. I thought maybe this is enough. Maybe having him this way, even if I didn't own him, even if he couldn't promise me forever, was enough. His brows twitched in sleep, and I kissed his temple. Whispered something I knew he wouldn't hear. I love you. It hurt to say it. Not because it wasn't true, but because I knew, deep down, that he might never say it back. Still, I fell asleep beside him. Heart full. Scared. And soft. That night, the dream came again. A field of golden grass. A sky half sunset, half night. I stood at the edge of something, a cliff, a lifetime, I couldn't tell. And there he was. The same man from before. The one with tired eyes and that sad kind of smile. You found me, he said. His voice felt like a lullaby. Familiar. Distant. But not yet. Not this time. I reached for him, but he stepped back. Love me in this life, he whispered, but don't lose yourself again. Then he was gone. And I woke up to sunlight on my face, Elián's arm still wrapped around me, warm, real, here. But the ache in my chest reminded me. Some dreams aren't meant to stay. Some loves are borrowed. 5 months. That's how long it had been since I said okay. Okay to no labels. Okay to borrowed time. Okay to a love I couldn't call mine but still felt like home. 5 months of quiet weekends that felt like promises we never said out loud. He kept coming over. Kept choosing me in every way but the one that mattered most. And I kept letting him. It was a Saturday night. Rain tapping softly against the windows, Quezon City hushed under its wet blanket. We had eaten leftover pasta and watched reruns of a show we never finished. I was lying on the couch in one of his old shirts, soft, gray, with a hole near the hem. My legs stretched over his lap, our limbs tangled like routine. He was scrolling lazily through his phone while rubbing circles on my ankle. What if I got pregnant? I asked out of nowhere. He glanced up, smirking. You planning something? I shrugged. Just a question. He leaned back and pulled me closer. You'd be a cool mom. I rolled my eyes. Cool moms don't cry in stairwells. You haven't cried in a while, he said softly, tucking a curl behind my ear. You're stronger now. Maybe that was true. Or maybe I just learned how to cry quieter. Later that night, we were in bed, the kind of silence between us that didn't need filling. His kisses were slow, almost reverent. The kind that didn't rush. The kind that asked for nothing but gave everything. We moved like we knew each other by heart, his hand cupping my waist, his breath shallow against my neck. I ran my fingers down the curve of his back, feeling the tension and tenderness melt together. Mara, he whispered, like it meant something more than just my name. I kissed his jaw, his chest, the line between his brows. I memorized his face in the dark. And when we came undone, it wasn't loud. It wasn't wild. It was quiet. Gentle. The kind of lovemaking that felt like telling the truth with your whole body. I wrapped my arms around him as he lay against me, his head resting near my collarbone. I'm falling, I said quietly. He didn't move. Are you still not ready? I asked, barely audible. To be mine, really mine. He didn't lie. I don't know how to be someone's forever, he said. I still feel broken in places I haven't fixed. I nodded. I don't need a label, I whispered. I just needed to ask. He kissed my shoulder. I know. And that was the last we said. Because we both knew I'd still love him in the morning. Even if I'd never be the woman he chose in the end. But something did change that night. A few mornings later, I stood in the bathroom staring at the test. 2 lines. Positive. I blinked. Then laughed. Then cried. Not because I was afraid, although I was. Not because I didn't want it, although I hadn't planned it. But because something inside me whispered, you're not alone anymore. I didn't tell him. Not yet. He had told me he wasn't ready for forever. And this felt dangerously close to it. So, I tucked the test into the back of my drawer, next to a photo of us I had secretly printed. Just his hand in mine on a park bench. Just a stolen moment. Nothing more. But it was enough to hold on to, for now. Thank you for listening. We'll upload the next chapter in the next audiobook.